Alright, so I have decided to go out one more time. This is the area that I spoke yesterday about. One of the bigger reservoirs. There's a very interesting bird out there flying about. It is called, on the other side of the lake now, brown heron. They're very elusive little bastards. You catch them in one of the following positions. Either they don't want to be on camera and they keep flying just out of reach, or they're sitting really quiet, doing their best not to move and hoping you're not going to see them. So I'll do my best to capture them on camera if I can. Alright, off behind this bush is probably one of them. Oh, there he goes. See what he does? Oh, there he is. Alright, let's see if camera picks him up. Look at him. There's another bird that's all too familiar to us. This is the juvenile. Oh, look at that. Wow. What a beautiful specimen. He's out there on the hunt. Just listen to that, guys. This, my friends, is what enjoyment of life sounds like when you're out kayaking. This lake is, to quote the late Steve Irwin, chock full of alligators. I have stopped counting after I hit about 30. They are everywhere. Everywhere. And I'm talking about big alligators. Not your teeny weeny. Everywhere you look, there's always alligators, like 8-footers, 9-footers. And that in itself is very telling of the quality of the ecosystem in which they're in. There's a whole bunch of them out there in the bushes, nesting. And they're all serenading each other and squaring away their territory thing. Look, here's another one. There's another one. Effectively, it's getting close to essentially hatching the baby. Oh, look at that. Well, that's interesting. There's a mama and a papa. Look at that. We going on a date. We going on a date. Oh, one of them chickened out. But yeah, alligators are just bloody everywhere. There's another one right over there. I'm keeping a little bit of a distance from the shore because I've seen way too many of them just jump in the water already. I don't want an alligator in my lap, if you know what I'm saying. But in all of this jungle, that's exactly where they sit. And if I had a camera dedicatedly pointed at one particular location, you know, like there-ish, that'd be jumping off on a regular basis. Temperature of the water is 88 degrees. Ambient temperature is about 94 going up. So they're doing the careful balancing act between trying to stay cool and trying to stay warm. Now, if you remember what I told you about deceptiveness, that's the island that I showed you in the video. Now, I am quite a distance away from where I was, off in the back there. So after going for a while, when it comes to like landmarks and everything like this, on a small area, everything seems much smaller. In a big area, everything seems much bigger. Which is why your naked eye could spot, you know, objects and things from quite some distance, giving you the deception that it's actually close, which is not. I'm clocking 2 miles an hour, and I've already been out here for 30-40 minutes. And I'm still haven't reached the island yet. And that's only because the island is so big. Holy simoleons, this is like a whole party of the family reunion of 9-foot alligators. Splishing and splashing in, oh my goodness. Must have been like 5 out here. There's another one. Woo! How is that for entertainment? They're like the weirdest creatures to see. When they go in the water, there's just tails and paws and everything. Just everything goes flying all over the place. You know, I did think about getting a 360-degree camera, but what stopped me all this time, and even like side-mounting cameras, just going through all the footage, because 99% of it will be wasted. But for things like this is quite something. Look at this. I mean, they're bloody everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a whole bunch behind me too. Oh, there's another one. Now, what makes this particular area special is outside of the lake, there's the area which contrives of, I don't know how many thousands of acres of waterways. And so all of it is more or less contained by the virtue of things. Look at this guy bobbing over there. You know why he's bobbing? He's bobbing because it's shallow, and what he's doing is he's actually walking on the ground while propelling himself forward a little bit. See how he's bobbing a little bit? I better stay out of his way. So he's tippy-toeing over there. But yeah, there's a ginormous area in addition to this ginormous lake. And that ginormous area is probably 5 times as big as this lake. We're gonna be touching up on one of them, but I'm not gonna go much further into it. Part of the reason why is because it's kind of blocked off to little peons like myself. I have flown over it in a helicopter. If you watch my helicopter video from, not like a drone video, but an actual helicopter video on my channel, you'll see me capturing it from the air. Alright, so my hunch was correct. That is the area that we're supposed to unofficially connect to the other water body. And the other water body, effectively, is a whole bunch of finger-like gateways, if you want to call it that way. I can't even smell it. Such a change in there he goes. Holy simoleons, there's another one. Look at that. Wow. A big boy swimming. Probably 7.5-ish feet, more or less. A little bit on the fat side. No fear of humans, as you can see. Look at this. No fear of humans whatsoever. There's like 5 more over there. So the history behind this is, to the extent that I could share on this channel, is it has never really been reclaimed in the slightest. It was just kind of left all by itself. And let's leave it at that. And what's interesting is when it effectively was left by itself over the many decades that it has been left by itself, it has the nature has taken over effectively. As you can see, there's mature vegetation everywhere. This is exactly the sort of habitat which, hey, is enjoyed by all sorts of creatures of all ilk, whether they're alligators or whether they're birds. Wow, there's a very beautiful, let me see if I could capture him. Oh, he's gone. It was a bright red cardinal sitting in that tree over there. Hopefully one of the cameras got him. So, spoil piles, believe it or not, ginormous spoil piles, remnants of excavation, and nature over the, I would say, 60 to 80 years has effectively taken over and said, you know what, I'm just gonna turn this into something special. The rest of this reservoir, from what I understand, has been petitioned to be accessible to the private membership, much to no avail. So, but this little nook is technically off limits, but they said, well, I'm not gonna tell if you're not gonna tell, sort of thing. Wow, look at that. It's like a 25-foot cliff almost. You know, you're not gonna see that in Florida all too much. So something like that is obviously not nature made. Florida is flat as a pancake. But it's just crazy, crazy. You see mature oaks, live oaks and water oaks, perching themselves up on top of spoils, essentially anchoring the soil, preventing erosion. There, if you look across, you could see how all the roots have just done their best to, you know, grab onto the soil as much as they can. And once again, we have Mr. and Mrs. of the, although it's a different couple. Let's see who chickens out first. The girl or the guy? The guy is off. I can't see anything. That's the guy is on the right. The girl is going forward. Yep. Once again, the guy chickens out. Look at that. She's like a little motorboat thing. Just keeps going and going and going. She's like, I am going, I am going, I am going. Here's another female off the nose of the ship. So yes, this area up here is just perfect, perfect, perfect for their habitat. Nobody's bothering them. Lots and lots of fish. Wonderful habitat. Areas like these are also perfect habitat for the birds. So as I'm swimming about, you're gonna notice something very interesting. There's lots and lots of birds just scooting and swimming, just everywhere I look. Unfortunately, areas like this are also perfect to one creature which I don't particularly care to tangle with, and that is the local assortment of water snakes, like the cottonmouth, also known as the water moccasin. They are aggressive and highly venomous. Copious amount of venom gets pumped into your system, and in an area like this, you could pretty much write yourself off. Which is why I do my best not to be close to the shore. They are somewhat aggressive. Over the years of kayaking, I've seen them actually chase the kayak. Wow, what a cool spot. Oh, there's another alligator. You know, I actually have a map for this. I spent a lot of time, which is kind of funny. I spent a lot of time drawing up a map so I could put it into my Lowrance. And I forgot to install it. I meant to do it this morning, So I'm actually going in completely blind. Thankfully, Lowrance has the tracking system, so at the very least I know where the exit is. Because this place, as you can see, just meanders whichever which way. Birds are everywhere. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is truly special. You know, I didn't want to go. And now I kind of... Just look at that. I didn't want to go here. But oh my, what have I been missing? Wow, look at that. There's Mr. Osprey still sitting up on the tree. I was just looking at things. Let's see if we could... There he is. Look at that. Follow the Mr. Osprey. Oops. He'll swoop in, and he missed his chance. Must have seen it. He must have seen something which I haven't seen because I'm trying to film him. And that is going over the logs with my trolling motor. Alright. It's still circling. Look at that. Oh, that's the second one. Never mind. Alright. Sorry about that. Got myself all out of whack. The cool thing about this trolling motor is in front of it, it actually has a I don't know what the proper term for it is, but it's like a little whatchamajig that protects the propeller, so that if you are going to crash into anything, it will effectively crash that. Wow. I am around the what you call far reaches of allowable area, and so far my commentary on this place is, oh my, what a spectacular gem that is hidden away from the human eye. For one, the abundance of wildlife is just breathtaking. Birds and alligators and stuff, and of course, you know, nature taking over. That is truly breathtaking. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of hugging the shoreline as much as I can without being too close, and just kind of mapping out territory. I would say this is the sort of area where you have to come back multiple times, but I also have to be sensible. I do have other adventures I would like to pursue, namely hitting the dusty trail on my RV and exploring other things Florida has to offer. But for a somewhat of a temporary or a semi-temporary or maybe a permanent goodbye to my kayaking ventures at this paid membership, this is a much welcomed sort of, oh, there's something that fell in the water there. This is really worth the trip. Absolutely. Really cool. In a lot of ways, this kind of reminds me of Edward Medard Park. Same kind of vibe to it. Really cool. The downside is, if you're an average person with an average kayak, ain't gonna happen. The distances are so vast. If I could figure out how to check the distance on my Lowrance, I'd be able to tell you right now, but got my hands preoccupied with other things. Look at that. Ospreys and everything. Just cruising there. Maybe I shouldn't overstay my welcome. Sometimes it's good to have, you know, heartfelt goodbyes. I obviously not quitting kayaking by any means. I'm just saying I've been kayaking so much that I need to stop temporarily after investing so much time and effort into the whole process. It's not something that you could stop doing. It's just I have to be sensible with how I spend my time, and after extensively kayaking for a very long time, I just need to take a little bit of a break. Holy simoleons, this is like a whole party of the eight. You know, I asked myself the other day, how can one of my favorite YouTube channels, Mr. Viper Keeper, continue to do what he does? You know, dealing with highly venomous snakes. And after being surrounded by what amounts to probably in the neighborhood of like 1,000 alligators everywhere. This, by the way, is easily the most I have seen alligators ever in one place. Like, I mean, just legitimately. Just everywhere. I mean, if I might have seen at least 1,000 here. And so, as I cogitated on the Mr. Viper Keeper with his highly venomous snakes, I look at myself and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not that much different from, hey, there's a, see, I told you they like to hide in the trees. That's a Mr. Brown, oh, kind of meandering there, brown heron. So yes, I suffer from the same condition that he has, and that is just the enjoyment of, I don't even call it a thrill, because I don't get high off of being around alligators, but at some point you begin to recognize that it's just a part of nature. And so you learn to truly appreciate nature in higher detail, in greater detail, when you just take it for what it is. And if there's like 1,000 alligators in this lake, then so be it. This place is so amazing that it had just elevated itself from the list of, nah, I don't feel like going, to easily, if I had to guess, maybe top 5 of my best kayaking places I've ever been to. Just easily top 5. Just the abundance of wildlife of all ilk. Now I am, recording this with the camcorder and my GoPro at the same time. Just look at this. Does that not, where's my camera? Does that not remind you of a mangrove? Just think about it. What is the probability that you're gonna see something like this in a freshwater lake? How cool is this? It's really, really cool. I am truly taken aback just by what I see. Little nooks and crannies and channels and just wow. The longer I am out here, and I don't know whether it's the sun is getting to me or whatnot, but I'm seriously considering coming back here this next weekend. Just birds everywhere. Just grab my DSLR and snap away thousands of pictures. This place is really that special. I mean, just look at it. Here's great blue heron, like number 600,055 that I've seen. This is truly a photographer's and a videographer's paradise in every single conceivable way. Perched up atop of that little tree, or a big tree rather. Is somebody very special with an open beak. He is trying to ventilate himself. See if we could, hopefully without shaking the camera too much. Come on. I never understood that about them. It is hot as a mother trucker, and this guy is sitting right on top of a tree. Hot as you wouldn't believe it. So much hot that he has to open his beak to ventilate. Right in the sun when he has all the shade in there. How bizarre is that? But on the other side, he is obviously away from the harm's way, and he could see, oh, there he goes, and he could see very far. Here's something you don't see every day. Look at that bird. Oh my gosh. Look at that bird. Wow. I'm tempted to call it an ibis just by nature of how it looks, but oh my gosh, this is the second one that I see like that, and kicking myself in the foot because I have forgotten to find out what it was called the first time. I don't know if camera can even do this justice. The glistening of, let me see if I could zoom in. The coloration of it is just, oh my goodness, being pushed by the wind. Wow, look at that bird. Now, obviously, by my excited state of mind, this bird is not seen to human eye on a regular basis. You know, it's like, it looks like an ibis. Just, if it was white, I would have called it an ibis. But the colors on it, oh my God, just look at it. Wow. Come on, camera. Such a cool bird. Just fundamentally a very cool creature. Ooh, there's a big alligator slithering in the water over there. And that's a perfect banking spot for the guy, too. Because it's right in the sun. And there's probably a couple more in there. One. Woo! Sometimes you just need to know when to say when. And hey, either my eyes are deceiving me, or there's ooh, look at this guy. That's an osprey in the tree. So sometimes you just gotta know when to say when. I am pretty confident that I may have broke or cracked or otherwise did something to my prop on the trolling mower. I was going 4 or 5 miles an hour, probably 4, and running ground, and it's spinning. It's getting me to and from, but if I put it into higher gear, it starts vibrating a little bit. So I'm hoping the damage is not too bad. Otherwise I'll have to make a pilgrimage to Walmart and get myself a replacement propeller. Thankfully, this being the last lake that's on my to-do list, this is a low-key sort of project that don't have to address right away. And oh, remember how I told you at the beginning just how far it is? Right, I am Oh, look, there's somebody else in there. Interesting. But yeah, just see how deceptively doesn't seem so far, but then you're like, oh. That is kind of far, isn't it? Never trust your eyes. There's a very interesting character in the... Oh, there he goes. I was gonna say. Oh, there's two characters. Look at that. My peering eye sees all. Especially if it's a white bird sticking out in the green bush. Looking at the clouds and how they form into thunderstorms is just almost mesmerizing. If it wasn't for the fact that being stuck on the water in the thunderstorm is very unnerving and very uncomfortable sort of thing, I would like to have remained here for quite some time just to see the developments. But in Florida, the definition of rain is something that's it starts coming out like Niagara Falls when it does. So in the water with the lightning and everything like that, that's the last place you want to be.